Hello and welcome back to Thirst Time. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I've actually been wanting to do film reviews. There's been a whole deluge of excellent cinema that's come. I don't know if deluge is the right terminology for a good thing, but I haven't had the chance. I can't keep up. All that's to the side. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about a lifestyle topic, and I think the purpose of this video and potentially more to come is an opportunity to look deeper into modern day myths that we tell ourselves. I think it's just normal to hear something, take it on a surface level, but we don't necessarily always look what's behind it and tear it apart and analyze it to try and apply it and to see the good with the bad. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about creating boundaries is good so long as you're popular. And I think I'm making this about potentially aim this one at millennials. Millennials are, I'm thinking, in the 30s to 40s age bracket, I believe. You're at that stage where you're going to have friends that are in long-term relationships and friends that are not in long-term relationships, friends that are family and children and maybe homes and holidays and boats, and others that don't have any of that stuff as well. And I believe a lot of the messaging that is out there is about finding what you want through creating boundaries. Set yourself up so that you don't have any time for the shit to come in and only the good will arrive. So this idea of, well, if I create boundaries, then people that aren't good for me won't be able to come in. And this is where my point is, like, if you are not popular and have a lot of people to choose from, then when you create boundaries to stop people you don't want coming in, where are the people that you do want coming in? Where are they going to come from? And I do believe that it's quite a common misconception. People need to think about, would I rather be alone with high standards, or would I rather not be alone with a compromise? And I'm not going into the details of we should accept the unacceptable. Everybody has their own standards, but I obviously believe we should not be accepting the unacceptable. But I do believe we kind of look for the person that is just right for us, and there might be character traits that aren't, there's nothing wrong with them, they just don't align with the way what we like or how we are. For example, maybe you don't want somebody who's obsessed with sports because you don't want to have weekends where they are talking about sports with their friends, and that's not the lifestyle you want. You want someone that's more interested in going to the museum with you, for example. I mean, I'm using really easy examples to illustrate a point that this is not about accepting the unacceptable. It's about boundaries. I'll bring it back to boundaries. So, for example, you might be an excellent communicator and you don't want your partner to not be an excellent communicator. So that's great, but then you're just limiting yourself. And if you don't have a big pool of people coming in who are great communicators, then you have to ask yourself, were these boundaries actually stopping me from finding someone and also broadening my ability to be tolerant, to be open to change, to be open to compromise, to accept shit that I feel that is kind of like not exactly what I want to do. But to do all of that, you actually have to really enjoy being with that person, and then being open to that person, you're kind of like, well, I don't really mind what we do as long as we're doing something together. That's what I value. And I guess that's what it really comes down to, is that this idea of creating boundaries to get what you want could potentially be stopping you from your own growth. It could actually be encasing you in walls that you might not get fulfillment out of if you want to have companionship. So I guess that's what this message is about, to really think about, okay, I'm creating this boundary. I really want the perfect partner, and ask yourself, and I'm willing to be alone for the next 10 years because I'm only going to meet one or two people a year. I look at people that don't want to be on the dating apps. I completely concur that it's a toxic environment. I think it's a system within itself that doesn't really help anyone. It is like simply a sushi train, and a lot of people, it's just human behavior, are like, well, should I order a la carte or should I just stare at what's coming next in the sushi train because it's kind of fun, and this idea that I can eat anything I want and maybe I can have this or have that, it's kind of like more exciting than just not staring at that sushi train and looking at this little plate here in front of me. You kind of want to have something else. Total respect to everyone who's not on the apps, but it's very, very difficult unless you are very, very popular and you have a lot of choices. So maybe the point of this video is to think about, am I popular enough to have all those boundaries, and what boundaries are important and what boundaries are stopping me from growing and compromising and settling for not having everything the way I want it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I've tried to make this be clear that I'm not condoning like wrong behavior, but I doubt that everyone's going to not find something to like pick apart and go on. So just eat your heart out, go for it. Look forward to your response and hope to see you in the next video. Definitely hope to do some film reviews, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.